Students know the days to go to school. Workers know the days to go to work. God's people must know the day to worship God. On what day did God command us to worship Him? Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. The seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. God commanded us to separate the seventh day and keep the Sabbath. Therefore, we must worship God on the Sabbath as commanded. Why did God command us to keep the Sabbath? Exodus chapter 31, verse 13. You must observe my Sabbaths. This will be a sign between me and you for the generations to come. Observing the Sabbath is a sign between God and His people. Therefore, when we observe the Sabbath, we can be acknowledged as God's people. If then, what day of the week is the seventh-day Sabbath? First, calendars show that Sunday is the first day of the week, and Saturday is the seventh day, the end of the week. So the dictionary too defines that Sunday is the first day of the week and Saturday is the seventh day of the week. Even a book published by the Catholic Church records that the Sabbath day is Saturday. Not to mention other examples, is not every Christian obliged to sanctify Sunday and to abstain on that day from unnecessary servile work? Is not the observance of the law among the most prominent of our sacred duties? But you may read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation, and you will not find a single line authorizing the sanctification of Sunday. The scriptures enforce the religious observance of Saturday, a day which we never sanctify. Lastly, let's confirm how the Bible testifies about the Sabbath. Mark chapter 16, verse 9. When Jesus rose early on the first day of the week. The same verse of Good News Bible records, after Jesus rose from death early on Sunday. As the first day of the week is Sunday, what day of the week is the seventh-day Sabbath? It is Saturday. The Bible, too, proves that the Sabbath falls on Saturday. However, some people say the Sabbath is a feast of the Old Testament. In the New Testament times, we must have worship on Sunday when Jesus was resurrected. Then, did Jesus keep Sunday worship? No. Luke chapter 4, verse 16. He, Jesus, went to Nazareth. On the Sabbath day, he went into the synagogue, as was his custom, and he stood up to read. Even after the crucifixion, the apostles who followed Jesus kept the Sabbath day. Acts chapter 17, verse 2. As his custom was, Paul went into the synagogue, and on 3 Sabbath days he reasoned with them from the scriptures. Even after Jesus' crucifixion, the apostles continued to keep the Sabbath day. Following the example of Jesus, we too must keep the Sabbath day, following the examples of Jesus and the apostles. What blessings do we receive by keeping the Sabbath day? Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only he who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. Who can enter the kingdom of heaven? It is those who do the will of God. Therefore, when we keep the Sabbath according to God's will, we can enter the kingdom of heaven. Please keep the seventh-day Sabbath on Saturday and receive the blessing of entering the kingdom of